Una very familiar with time, which is late in the evening, we own time. But today, because we get a very special guest, so on this particular day, Sunday, the 10th of January, we are proud to present to Una a very solid son of the soil. Sister Janet, are you there, Sister Janet? I shall say you get one or two things for say before we throw the thing to Dr. to we guest for introducing himself.
Well, I want to say hello to everybody on social media and to those in Sierra Leone. This is my first time on Then and Now, and I'm happy to be here. And also excited to have we young, dynamic doctor with the camp can tell we would I be and how it had still in Sierra Leone, even though it in the USA.
Thank you very, very much. So as Unayeri Fambulem, this now 2-for-1 now with you now. For the first time, we get a very powerful media voice in person of Sister Janet Musa, whom most of you will have known via the voice, which is kind of infectious. Here wanting a stay. And Dr. Shekou Sesay now with very special guests where they can tell we all about telemedicine. But before we go to the telemedicine, let me pass this talk on to Dr. Shekou. Where go Sabi say pass we Sabi and say let tell family who that it be. Dr. Shekou, please, sir.
Well, on a kusha, I'm glad for there on the program. This is a great opportunity for connect with my brother Prince and my sister Janet. I don't read so much, but both of them. So now wonderful opportunity for there on the program today. Well, like I say, I'm Dr. Shekou Sesay. Definitely a son of the soil. My ancestral home na Konodugu district. My ancestral home na Konodugu district. Na de mi own family and komot. Mina Kuranko by tribe, but as we know na Salone, tribe not the most important thing. We all na Salone Mande. But today I want to tell Una, thank you for listening to my voice and while I tell Una about telemedicine. Me a pediatrician by training, pediatrician a possible to take care of pikin from within small, from within a baby then. So we some people say 18, but me they take care of them until then 21. Right now, I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia, and me heart, if anybody will know me, no say me heart na saloni day. I'm not gonna go through a lot of the details, but I just want to make people know a little bit of who I be. I'm married to a doctor, we named Dr. Fatou Fona. We get 4 pikin them, and we entire thing now one day for go back to salon and take all the skills that we don't learn in America and transfer them to salon. So I'm glad for being on the program today. Like I said, I'm not going to introduce myself too much, but I would like for telling about this program what they call telemedicine. So I hope you enjoy the program. I hope you tune in, learn small about this program. Thank you.
Thank you so
many
much.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Dr. Shekou. This is a doctor family. I mean, you can't say much more until we go into the real program itself, which is about telemedicine. You know, Doctor, if you can kindly break down for we and Fambulem, what is really not telemedicine? What is this all about? This field of telemedicine. You are breaking down for we, let we understand today.
Okay. So telemedicine, not a new thing. Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Shekou, before you answer that question there, I just want to say happy birthday to Dr. Fatou Fona. We know that she had a birthday yesterday. She's a beautiful, beautiful person, and we wish you long life and well body. And we are very proud of you as a Sierra Leone sister. We're gonna stand firm and tell the world, say, we safe na umande, we sabi for Lambo. Thank you, my sister. We love you.
Well, I could definitely pass that on to her. We celebrate and we had a wonderful day. So I go pass that on.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So telemedicine, like I've been saying, not a new thing. It don't been around for a long, long time. But recently, because of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic, telemedicine on take on new meaning. And rightfully so. So they say whenever a bad thing happen, you get to look for the silver lining. So telemedicine really is a silver lining in this COVID-19 pandemic. So in my own particular case, I get a urgent care clinic in Swanee, Georgia. Urgent care means say whenever you need doctor, you don't need to make appointments, you don't need to open the door and kind of. So now this clinic, when COVID-19 hit, we realized a lot of people have been afraid for cancer and can't see doctor because they don't want to get infected with coronavirus. I understand. So telemedicine, what you do is, it make you, where you would dinner you host, if you get your smartphone or you get your laptop, you're able to talk to your doctor able to see you, and your doctor able to do bokutin there, something they won't able to do, but we're able to do bokutin there for able to treat you without actually seeing you. It's very similar to what we do so right now on Zoom. You know, in the past, I'll get for go meet Prince outside day, Janet will get for Cam meet outside day. We all sit down inside one room and do this program. But nowadays, Media Atlanta, Unadi Europe, we still able to get the program. So telemedicine, not very different from this. Now, more or less the same thing. You're able to see your doctor via video. Your doctor able to ask you question there, able to look at thing there and suggest how to treat you. So it don't open doors for lots and lots and lots and lots of people. Right now, you're able to Atlanta, you're able to treat somebody in a salon. We don't do that a few times. You're able to anywhere else and treat somebody with the other side. So telemedicine really, for explain them, not just like what you do on your video, you're able to see your doctor and your doctor able to do treatment.
Thank you so very much. And doctor, from which you don't say so, they read something somewhere, you know, and he talks about, you know, and the traditional way of saying doctors, for example, I'm going to use surgery now, you get about 200 people away to wait for you. You can only give me 5 minutes, you know, because you are in a hurry to see other patients. But with telemedicine now, what this has done, it has given you the opportunity for take your time. You know, you're not hurrying, you're not worrying away. You spend time to assess your patients. You know, you're not only practicing the science of medicine, but the art of care. You know, the person, you know, like how you don't talk to this on where you explain and everything. If you talk to me that way, they win a patient, you know, and not say, yes, this doctor care, this doctor I want to know about the field. So yes, COVID-19 don't bring a lot of unpleasantness, but with it, to which you don't bring also something where they take the world forward. You know, the world over. It's going to be a global benefit in the sense that at London, I can even see a doctor, a specialist doctor in India or China or in the USA, like you said. So this is really beautiful. But one question there where I really want to ask you, especially where you don't mention, say, you come up from Koinadugu. You know, we know, say, we get villages there outside of that place there, where picking they born to villages then where doctors are not there, they're not getting nurses them. Those villages, this is my concern. You know, I must have raised this before. We say without internet, you know, how would these people in these villages benefit from this beautiful a thing where you describe for do for Sierra Leone. You know, I just want to let you expand. Anybody where they watch this program, we go get family in that village, we get picky with people once. Well, you know what? I want this person to see. I want to see Dr. Sesay able for help with. How would they be able to access this service?
Well, an excellent point you bring up, so Janet. I think telemedicine, like I say earlier, is a blessing. In addition to that, technology don't advance. Even Konodugu district, where na the land of the powerful mixture, we know we get Boku tribe then day, but people don't really identify as one in Konodugu district. A remote, very, very remote. But the blessing now, lots of people then get cell phone. And in that cell phone there, you get WhatsApp. Some people then get Facebook. Some people then get access to Facebook Messenger. So my own platform actually is there on Facebook Messenger. So on Facebook Messenger, are able call somebody where they elect now, you know, Konkoakoro or Mongo, this is a village there in Konodugu district. A lot of people then get them phone. And when they get them phone, they get access to cell phone service. I'll give you an example. I know say people under Yeri, but the quadruplets that were born in Konodugu district. When I Yeri say then quadruplets are born, I'll be able to connect with this mama and able to talk to them with the pikin there, able to give them your advice. I'll be able actually to see the pikin there and see say then they do well. And I'll be able, even though I need to touch them, but I'll be able to assess, say, the pikin they were then born, they were good size. And they're able to eat, then they breathe on their own. all them things and they very, very, very critical in the assessment of a baby.
Yes.
And actually in the assessment of everybody, but particularly with baby then. So when then quadruplets and they born, I'll be able to get a video call with this woman, even before he can Kabbalah, when at the big town, the small village where they are be able to call and they, he see me, I see him, I talk to her, we talk to the Peking. So yes, na good point you bring so, but this are also opportunity. No matter the village where they, most people then, not to all sides, but most people then get access to cell phone. And on that cell phone, they able access doctor and you able access specialist doctor if that you need at that time. So it's possible. It's very, very possible.
Yes. Okay. Prince, is there something you want to ask the doctor?
Yeah, I mean, me not full up this revolution will come as a consequence of things that, you know, yeah, way they affect the world as a whole. It's really, really amazing, and people and they capitalize on that, such as Dr. Shekou, and they direct that energy there towards a country. Look, for example, the example we just gave. A quadruplet born as far-flung place like Kabbalah, a village inside Kabbalah, which is wonderful, and you can imagine the limitation in terms of medical facilities. So even though you depend on America, you're able for advice just by looking at pictures alone. You're able to tell certain things them, you know, yeah, about the baby, the condition of the baby, them, and you're able for help from that direction. Doctor, the question what I want to ask. How far is this program of yours going to stretch? Now, is it for the entire country? Is it for a limited side of the country? Is it beyond the country?
Well, me goal long term, I go explain and better. But before I get to that, I'll point out waiting give me the motivation for really start this program. Like I mentioned, I get my own clinic in Atlanta. We open 7 days a week. So you can imagine I'm busy. But when coronavirus came, my clinic switched a lot to virtual visit. Because that's what we call them, virtual visit, telemedicine visit. When I begin to do that, I think to myself, say, but wait, if I'm able to do this in Atlanta, I'm able to see somebody in a house, I'm able to do all things in there. How about in Salon? All I need now video, that's it. So that then really gets me motivated for sets up the program, go on Facebook, do a Facebook Messenger, because luckily you will make appointments on the Facebook Messenger platform. So if you go to virtual visits with Dr. Shekou Sesay on Facebook Messenger, you will make appointments. You pick your time, you will say, I want to do at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whenever the time. And then me go call you, we'll talk, we could do that. I don't do this for lots of people then. Right now, we're very limited because, like I say, I get a full-time job. We're open 7 days a week. The program, though, open to anybody. We're able to access Facebook Messenger. We will make appointments, whether you did Salon, whether you did Guinea, whether you did Liberia. Well, Guinea might be a problem since they talk French. I mean, it's talk French.
If I can interject there quickly, Doctor, forgive me, but when you talk about if they're able to access Facebook Messenger, I sure say you talk about a particular page, Facebook Messenger. And if this is the case, if you can make provision with that Facebook Messenger page there, so we self can help for spread the message, that would be highly appreciated, sir.
Yes, well, definitely I can send them to you, but I can just tell you the name right now. It's
yes, please.
Virtual visit with Dr. Actually, make a look up and give the exact thing, so that way we all they're on the same page. But it's virtual pediatrics with Dr. Shekou Sesay. So virtual pediatric with Dr. Shekou Sesay. If you go on Facebook Messenger, that page they're available. And like I say, this page is available to anybody where able get in, make appointments on the allotted times. It's not open 24 hours a day, but appointments and they will able to do. In the long term, though, I really want to be able to connect specialists then with America, particularly because if you look right now, the doctor then when a specialist with America, Boku past the doctor then when a specialist in a salon. So if we able to get a synergy, we able to link them two people there together for able for help the country in overall. That's really my vision, my long-term goal. Where we get a cardiologist now or pediatric cardiologist now, we picking born with heart defects in salon, even if they're not able to physically go, they're able to talk to the doctor then they and say, hey, maybe not do so for do, maybe not do so for try, maybe this, you know, that kind of synergy then they really want for do in the long term.
Yes. So talking about that long-term goal day, we come to this idea of you working with the Ministry of Health for trained doctors in specialist areas, you know, because like, you know, when we get a specialist, then they like what you don't say so now. We know say we get a good number of picking there or small number, not for exaggerate them, a small number of picking there with they born with heart defect them. When they saying there's an organization in Sierra Leone called Peking Business, and there are two NGOs them, and they send them Peking. They also go India. You know, imagine how beautiful this would be, and how less costly this would be if we not get doctors and we specialize in cardiology, and then when I get specialist doctors in America, you know, we go volunteer for just help Peking and Africa. It will cut away the traveling. You know, it will get quicker treatment to the Peking. There's no waiting time for, say, you do it for visa, you do it for money, for raise money, for good. I mean, Dr. Shekou, to tell you the truth, I mean, like you said in your introduction, your heart lies in Sierra Leone, and that I know by way of action. I want to say to you, thank you very much for that one line there where you say, anybody will know you, they know say you had in a Sierra Leone. And then this is what we are looking for. And we got other doctors that will say you flyer, we really want to connect with you in the in the near future. And the reason why they were so excited about this, and this is because let us go a few years back when we been get Ebola. And what he said to me was, this particular doctor, he said, telemedicine hadn't been practiced at that time, we wouldn't have lost all our doctors. It would have been, you sick, during that moment there, phone call, video call, let the doctor assess you and know your symptoms then before you allow you now in surgery. But that did not happen. Look how many doctors we lost. You know, even with the COVID now, he's talking about, I don't normally get, NACOVAC. He said NACOVAC is never speaking about telemedicine for, say, if a patient is ill somewhere, maybe doctors make an assessment via video and understand what's in the happen to the patient before they bring her into the hospital. He said that is not happening. So when you see this, when you see this flyer, oh my God, he called me from Sierra Leone. He was so excited. But you know, as we go on every week with this program, I will get to introduce you to these other doctors, so you go able for the talk with them, because I mean, this is a gateway to a bigger thing in Sierra Leone.
And groundbreaking, yeah.
Groundbreaking,
if I may add to what you say, if I can add to what Sister Janet say, and not only from your own side, they get calls. Myself get calls and messages them, and people we're really excited when everybody's telemedicine, and obviously we try for make we will try and see whether we will make Dr. Shekou, you know, a permanent like a weekly or fortnightly person on this platform.
Permanent fixture.
Fixture. I know you want to call her furniture. So yeah. But then for go back to the issue, Dr. Shekou. I mean, congratulations and sweet messages then only come. First of all, Fambulen, for those of you who are just tuning in, we are having, you know, this big program on telemedicine with a son of the soil whose heartbeat is with his country where he's from. In West, now doctor them. So can you imagine? You can't get it better than that. This is wonderful. Just a quick message from the platform. Not many, just 2 or 3. Mohammed Kamara, hiding and now we want to see Janet Musa in face. Okay, I will pass the message. I will pass the message on. And Marcus Levy, this is a great long-term vision. I think this person may refer to Dr. Shekou. Sister Jennifer Tengbe, thank you so much for the difference you and your wife make in the lives of children, patients in America and Sierra Leone and probably beyond. Your hope for what you do shows the sincerity in you both. Thanks for being so skilled at what you do. And there's more to it, you know, great initiative, Alaji Amarakebe. So let me just go on with what they say. So I think Sister Janet and we all day on the same, you know, yeah, sort of synergy. Back then, we know say family doctor them they call from house to house, you know, yeah, for really know waiting a patient be. But today, like the doctor said, there are many, many specialists. But how do we utilize these specialists then, especially when they come to your country, Sierra Leone? So we know say by coordinating efforts, and I think saying that the doctor be they speak to with the electronic medical record, EMR, medical personnel can access patient the record or look at patient them from afar and able for determine certain things there. I mean, with virtual reality, augmented reality, so many things, you know, yeah, can be done from a distance. So telemedicine is becoming more and more common, especially in this age of COVID-19. Like Sister Janet say, had it been around during Ebola, the story would have been much more different than we know it today. Dr. Shekou, of course, your specialty in Peking and your heartbeat, although with the entire nation, but now we Peking them. So there are many specialists there with your long-term plan. What do you actually intend for do? Set up shop, you know, yeah, like virtual. How do you intend for them, Boku specialists there for coordinate with local people and the ground for help, you know, yeah, change the health dynamics now we country?
Well, if I've been getting my own way, I think say being based in Salone would be the one thing I would like for do. But the reality is I can't do that right now. But my plan now for able for do this telemedicine on a patient by patient basis right now, hopefully get more doctors for able for connect with me or not even connect to me directly, but build this relationship with doctors and locally. It's in the early stages right now, but I think say, like I mentioned, we get plenty specialists in America, and then specialists and they're really willing for give them time to help in Sierra Leone. And you get for find a good way for make sure say it works well. So having that communication between the doctor they are in America and the doctor they in Salone, me plan for be the middleman for join them two people they are together. I'll give you an example. There's a doctor, we get a pharmacy called Cotton Tree Pharmacy, Dr. Fawad. Very good guy, very industrious guy. He gets all this stuff that he do. Me and him begin preliminary discussions about how can we set up something where we able still there and maybe get a clinic in Salone where local doctors will actually run. And then when they get a patient that's complicated, we able to find specialists here, or maybe in a pediatric patient, may able to do. But if that's not the case, and we need a specialist doctor, we able to connect that specialist doctor there with the local doctor in town and say how we able to help that patient there. We not all walk out through the details yet. Maybe it will be a free thing. Maybe it will be something where they pay small money. Or maybe it will be a completely private enterprise. We not don't walk through that detail there. But with telemedicine, the opportunities are enormous. I think say we for begin think outside the box, because the reality now, we not get specialists in a salon. And the doctor in the way salon, if they get opportunity and they go other places, you cannot blame them for doing that. People then want for better their lives. So we get for deal with the reality of what we have. If we not get specialists, we'll get specialists out of the country. Telemedicine, a good way for connecting them specialists and they will be out of the country, with the one day with the inside the country, because the ultimate goal now for make sure say, well, body business go before Nassau.
Yes, and so we come to the question of administration, Dr. Shekou. You know, the administrative aspect of this work where you just described. So, you know, having all the specialists out here, even in the UK, we've been get one organization, we've been go Sierra Leone with specialist doctors, you know, and that didn't go too far because they're not be able to keep the situation they're going. They're not get the administration na Sierra Leone, you know, a body of people where go there together, where they run them here, you know, on the website, you know, or then get an office. Also, we know say, oh, there's a child not feeling well here. We can call Dr. Shekou, you know, or Dr. Shekou could link us with another, I think so it's administrative, it's an administrative, the problem now go hinge on administration, structure, in your own words, structure, putting that together and making sure you get people away committed, we go able for work with you and work with the doctors in Sierra Leone so that there are no lapses in between, So I mean, this is, like you said, this is so essential. Telemedicine is so essential to now and to the future. How you pull this off, lies in the commitment of others as well. This is so beautiful. But away from this now, I want to go to Olajurin Hospital. Somebody sent me a message about children not having, too many children are being born. Then what do you call it? Premature babies being born in Sierra Leone in Olajurin Hospital. I said they don't have incubators. They not get, even if they get incubators, it could be maybe one incubator, So if 10 children were born in one day and all 10 of those babies were premature. So within the happen, they not get enough incubator. So you could see the picture I'm trying to paint here. So they not get oxygen and all of that. I mean, this is somebody who has worked at the hospital, not it again, it is somewhere in the West. But he was just painting a picture, a grim picture, to say, Dr. Shekou, we know about these things. I'm not going to put you on the line to describe what your experience was, but my question is only to say, who's can help on a Webugi or during hospital? Yes.
Well, make us share this a little bit. I know say some of the viewers there might be aware of this, but I'll shed some light on this. In 2017, my wife and I, with we entire full picking, then we moved to go salon. And the reason why I moved to go salon is then at the Olajurin Children's Hospital, they get a unit what they call the special care baby unit. That special care baby unit, then they're in charge of taking care of premature baby there and baby that we born and then sick. So, like I say, in 2017, my wife, we've been a work for WHO at the time, with full picking there. We even take with dog with we moved to salon.
That's right.
Yes, it was a good experience. And I think, say, as a country, we really be proud of we healthcare workers. Yes. Because the dedication to the task of taking care of people, especially picking them in salon, it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you about that. It's not easy. Me, I go medical school now, I train now, the resources, the resources are available, the things are there to do the work you need to do. So it's relatively easy for work now. But when I move to Olajurin, and this now, come out straight now, go to Olajurin, we forget soap and water say for what you want consistently is a problem. And these are not criticisms, these are faults of all of we Sierra Leoneans. Yeah. This is not a one person business, it's not one government business. This is something where all of us as Sierra Leoneans, for members say, this is a problem. I'll give you a classic example. Not to disclose somebody in personal information, but a very prominent politician in the country, in Grand Pekin, born na salon, where it get developed complications. Imagine, this is a prominent, high-level member of society. In Pekin, we get for use that facility there at PCMH, at Olajurin, the special care baby unit. Even though influential, even though you get all this money, money not help them in that particular situation there, because the same services where all man of the country they get are the same service in young Grand Pekin get. Luckily for the Grand Pekin, he survive, he do well, he commodity, he do well now, in a big 4 or 5 year old bobo. But anybody with a salon should think about that, say, if I get accidents today, no matter the money I get at the bank, no matter how much big car I get, big house I get, if you not get good health care, you're going to die. You're going to suffer those problems. So all of us should be concerned about health in Sierra Leone. I know say I don't digress small, but Olajurin Children's Hospital,
good point.
Special care baby unit, now a great place. Recently, the government, together with UNICEF, they don't try for builder up. Now I make they actually hire me for go day and go see how we able to make them better. And I sure say me 2 years was spending, well, I know I'm both for myself, but I sure say 2 years was spending, that unit today come off from Donya to at least up here. And if you get opportunity to go see the facility, you go see what I mean.
Yes.
Or for address some of the things that we say, Janet.
Yes.
We get forget structure, we get forget a plan, we get forget systems in place. Or make sure say when incubator well or when incubator get problem, there's a way for repair them or there's a way for replace them. That ain't the problem we'll be facing, Salon. In 2017, what go, UNICEF buy 10 incubators. Then come, they new, then they woke, all thing. I go Salon earlier in, well, last year, we did down to 4 incubators, at least when we go constantly, 4. And then 4, then they, because not only 4 they, then get for take 2 picking there and put it inside 1 incubator. And you can imagine the problem when I go bring it itself. Not to criticize people, I think say we all get for try for push in we own small way. You know legal person, you know media person, me na health person, in our own lanes, we for try for push or make sure say we country better. Because when it does, all of us go better.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's a very profound statement, Dr. Shekou, and I'm sure people are truly moved, and I am moved. You mentioned UNICEF, and I want to talk about constraints and challenges, but let me crunch some figures then, because you mentioned something really important about the numbers. We know, say, according to UNICEF, the infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate in Sierra Leone is one of the highest, if not the highest. We understand, say, over 1,300 mammy can die every 100,000 live birth then within a free tongue. So, okay, you've been getting your 2017 experience day, but it happened for be now one unit, one corner. What I mean by that, sir, with all due respect, now one hospital, you have been catered to all of this, and I can just imagine the pressure. But now they talk about expansion in terms of the population and in terms of birth, because the population, they increase very, very much so. So if we get 111 deaths per 1,000 live births, waiting, you don't move from in that situation. Waiting now you can do, I know say you do the telemedicine, but is it going to be more effective being on the inside than on the outside? How you can help again for changing these dynamics from far apart? Before, now be all I do in hospital, but they talk about the wider context of both 4 corners of the country. How much can you do for help change this narrative, lower the birth rate, I mean the death rate of with people both Peking and mama them?
Well, I will try for doing in the simplest way possible. The simplest way is we therefore increase the number of doctors there where they na salon. And not only doctor there, we therefore increase the number of specialist doctor there where they salon. I go step back from that a little bit. And it's not to just me to do this work, but the governments of Salon don't always want for train doctor there in Salon. Because they realize, say, if you train the doctor there inside Salon, then less likely for go other country. Then go still go, but not so they all go. If you get 10, maybe 1 person will go, 2 person will go, 8 go still left. Right now, what they do is then they give people a scholarship, go study abroad, go yonder. Most of them people and they know they come back. And you cannot blame people for wanting a better life than they are so human beings all over the world. Fine. So recently, my wife and me, it gets an organization called the Mama Peking Foundation. That foundation, they through the government and Freetown City Council, boku other people, and not just me, not just my wife. Boku other people there gets together able for secure a grant when almost $4 million for help for trained doctor there inside South. So with that training day, what will happen is we'll get so many doctors there, we'll get so many pediatricians there, we'll get so many OBGYN there, because this program wouldn't begin so fast. Now just for train pediatrician like me, where they take care of Pikine, and OBGYN there, where they take care of Comrade. So that program day, imagine right now we get less than 5 pediatricians, we get less than 5 OBGYN there in our salon. Imagine that number then at 20. You're able to send a specialist doctor now to Bo, you're able to send one to Kenema, you're able to send one to Kailao, you're able to send one to Pujeon. Imagine how much then they could decrease the amount of deaths that we see right now.
Yes.
So to answer the question,
doctor,
forward way, specialist doctor.
Yes.
And at the first place for beginning. And then at the beginning, specialist.
That's a fine
yeah, I want to chip in on that quickly, Sister Janet. Just a continuation of that question there. I know say doctor not finished, but you can just use this here for wrap up. Because yes, we thank you very much for securing almost a $4 million grant. Congratulations to you and your team. But again, under the issue of constraints and challenges, yes, we train the doctor them, but there are also issues of equipment. And I think, say you mentioned one, 10 incubators were donated or bought by UNICEF, given to the Sierra Leonean authorities, but then not enough. And the issue of management was one and not well taken care of. And I believe say most of them are now broken. But according to UNICEF statistics, again, Dr. Shekou, we managed to know the cause of death for the maternal death, then what I talk about, and picking and death them. So we talk about obstetric hemorrhage, 46%, hypertension, 22%, obstructed labor, 21%, sepsis, 11%. These are all the things that way you go know. Causes of neonatal deaths are prematurity, 30%, asphyxia, 27%. And so forth and so on, the list goes on. So this is massive. The scale is massive. I mean, how prepared are you, for deal with these things then? Because now that we know the cause of death, so therefore we should find solution. Is it only the training of doctors, or are there other things kind of involved in this process?
It looks like Sister Janet want to add a few things before I answer. Or should I go ahead?
Oh, okay. Dr. Shekou, the question Prince just asked, I think you've answered that question already. I think just want to let you expand on them, because what you were saying is all NTN where you don't list so the causes of death, where Prince don't list so, what you're actually saying is when we have specialists in different areas, it will minimize, even in the Western world, woman is still a die, so we can't take that away. But the core of the problem is lack of specialists then at the areas then in which, people in the die, 50 fatana salon. I will allow you as a specialist yourself to be able to answer that question and in a manner in which, because in our village, na Mayamba that God understand.
Well, I could try. I think Prince, you're exactly right. You can't just train people there and you not get equipment. But the first thing we get from member is information or knowledge, nine power.
Yes.
If you get the knowledge for know what is right and know what for do at the right time, you're a very powerful person. I'll give you, before I get into the explanation, I'll give you my own example. When I trained at Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta, for being a pediatrician, the training itself, now examine the patient, talk to the patient, listen to the patient, get a good history and physical from the patient. So you know exactly what the patient gets. Before you begin other tests, before you begin say you need MRI, before you begin say you need for do a good history and physical. Mm-hmm. So what's in that they mean? It means say you need for get the knowledge for able for talk to a patient and able narrow down exactly what you think say wrong with the patient. We don't narrow and down now. You can say, okay, lab will send you to the lab, we will draw blood, we will check your hemoglobin level, we'll see if you're anemic, and I'll give you an example. So for go back to answer your question, knowledge now the most important thing we need. So if we don't train all the specialist doctor there, then get the knowledge there, then see woman we can inside or can born. It don't take 12 hours, it don't take 2 days, you're not born. Then no say now on a term, or maybe even before that, now on a term for go do C-section. They know how to do C-section. They understand that process. They say C-section will save the mama in life and it will save the pikin in life. So that knowledge they now really waiting we need. I don't know if you still see me.
Yeah, you're live, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that knowledge is really the first thing. When we don't get plenty of knowledge, we don't get plenty of specialists there. We go now, even if we not do our governments not do our, or UNICEF not do our, then very specialists they are now, then get the knowledge for say, oh wait, I need a good blood supply if I get for go do C-section. Then go even advocate on their own, say, not so boku money you need. Then go advocate on the money and say, okay, no, we need for make sure say we get people who can volunteer for give blood. When that blood they come, we need for make sure so we pack in this. They don't get the knowledge, don't get the exposure.
Yes.
If they not get that training day, wait till then go they ask for now, oh, I need MRI, without even understanding exactly what an MRI does. When do you need an MRI? Or even if you get an MRI, what do you do when you find out say somebody they bleed 98? What do you do? So those are the things that we need for think about as we need for build the foundation first before we put roof on the building. You know what I mean? You can't put the roof first. You get to put the foundation first. And getting specialist doctors that are trained, that are knowledgeable about these things, not way to go. And last say one more thing before you guys get in here. We get very dedicated doctors in Salone. We get very talented doctors in Salone where they do enormously great job. Me, na pediatrics normal sabi. You give me belly man, I don't know what's for you. You give me adults, I don't know what's for you. But we Salone doctor then and train per alpha, then train all side and touch all side. Then they good, but we do need them for be master of one thing instead of a jack of all trade. So I go left.
Many thanks for that answer, Dr. Janet.
Yes. So as we run out of time with Doctor, I get other commitments. I just want to say to you, we don't learn a lot today. We know say telemedicine go enable comprehensive health assessments when you get your patient, it go open the gateway to specialists, consultants and stuff like that. And we know say, this knowledge where you refer to, where you say now the foundation, what we need for doctors in need for go forward. And we hope say we go come again some other time. So you go come and build on within you don't tell it today, and how we go able to get other doctors in Sierra Leone for also join the program if it's possible, and we view as themselves the benefit from this. I want to say to you, thank you very much.
It is a pleasure. This is a wonderful opportunity for share this with people. Thank you to you and Prince for providing the platform.
Yes, doctor. And if I may just add to that, I mean, I'm emotionally moved because this now humanity now we actually talk about, and as a consequence of the state or nature of the country, suffering of picking them, suffering of the masses as a whole because of health issues, health issues which can be averted, but yet still, with people, they face them challenges and we get people like you and you, dear wife, Dr. Sesay, where they make them kind of commitment they have for help, even by appearing on this platform for tell we, what your intentions are, your long-term and short-term objectives are. That in itself, make you we hero, for the platform as we speak now, because we're talking about saving lives. And I want to use this opportunity as well, publicly, for ask whether we can get Dr. Sesay, because there are many challenges, doctor. And there are many challenges, Dr. Sesay, but one thing we're stuck in my head is one, information, na power. And then we mantra na this particular platform. If you go and watch the logo, that's what exactly it says. Okay. So that just, that just went straight into my heart. And then secondly, couple of things them way you say your commitment, the huge sacrifices them way you and your wife they make and don't make before 2017, get for left everything, go back for go help, and then get for move yourself out, you know, yeah, a better place for help from the outside. Doctor, many of the people and they die, many of the people are sick, let we call them straight, a speed, and person like you is needed just on information alone. So if we can get you on this platform, whether not weekly, fortnightly, if we can get Dr. Sesay on this platform, whether not weekly or fortnightly, at least that concerted effort where you mentioned, different discipline. Dr. Shekou Sesay is a pediatrician. You know nothing about belly woman. So bring a belly woman expert can inside. We bring the media person can inside. Together the merrier. This is going to be huge. So I just want to ask for something like that while she get live, you know, here to the world.
Well, I'm definitely grateful for the honor and the recognition. Like I mentioned earlier, me work schedule na 7 days a week. I mean, having your own practice, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But when I start the program, I talk say my heart is in Salone. Anything we will need for move the country go forward, I am willing to participate. Wow. I'm not able commit. I can tell you that I'm able commit to weekly, but you know, we look at, you know, every 2 weeks, maybe once a month kind of thing. Yeah. We go definitely work out the details. But again, Sierra Leone, now we country, no matter how successful we'll be in America, another place, home is where our heart is. Home is really where you are somebody. In America, yeah, but in Salone, that's where you are. You're not person. Not Salone.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And at the end of the day, Salone we own, we get to put country first. So count on me support for in any way possible, given the constraints that I have.
Thank you so much.
I absolutely appreciate that, Doc. And Fambulem, if you see, I just don't paste the Facebook page of Dr. Shekou Sesay, and this will talk much more about the man, and we will put up further more stories about this wonderful doctor of ours, our very own Dr. Shekou Sesay. The 3.5 million grant we get for help we and change the situation in the country. Sister Janet, get anything for say, because I want to play one of Dr. Shekou Sesay in tape. We'll be there in conversation.
Okay, I just want to say Dr. Shekou Sesay really stand up to the conversation where say doctors practice the art of care, not just the science of medicine. I want to say thank you again.
Thank you again. Let me see whether I can get this tape up quickly. Just small talk will be the get. And we just want to play for Fambulem, you know, uncut, undiluted.
Doctor has 2 minutes more before he disappears.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I already said the clinic anyway. So.
That we don't know how to say is there is on Messenger there is a virtual visit. There's a page where we have to go for we'll make appointments.
We just modeled up there.
I know say a lot of people when they watch this will know how to reach you. But my question really, and the only thing I look at now is how other doctors in Sierra Leone go able to work with you? Because I mean, this is almost like a teamwork.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity for able to get local doctor in Salone form a coalition, or form a consortium, or form
there we go.
Whatever you want to call it, or form a group where we can exchange ideas, we can give input to doctors there, but not only give input, we also learn, because in America, certain things already seen Salone more common with malaria, dehydration, stuff like that. We don't see that quite often in America. So it's really a good exchange if we able to set up a way for get doctors involved. Last year, this with you, I get another colleague here, we get a practice in Salone. They try to forget doctors for reach out to them whenever they get a case where they might find it a little challenging, or they might just need expert advice. Me not so expert in, anything other than taking care of the kidney. Yes. It can form that relationship the way if you need a cardiologist, for example. Yes. You reach out to a cardiologist.
Okay. I can see Dr. Shekou Sesay intently they listen. You know, yeah. I just don't stop the tape because the doctor will get for go. And I got one last question I want to ask. Normally, Mickey like for ask the same question over and over because I like emphasis and I like clarity. So my final question to you before we give the floor, let you just wrap up this entire program for is Doctor. Yes, we know say from the beginning of the program, sir, you broke down waiting at telemedicine. Now you mentioned, you give me one example of the quadruplex we born na Kabbalah and waiting you do. Me question, because me self confused and I learn now one line. In a telemedicine session where you would do your telemedicine, obviously you will be advising people about symptoms. Will you be advising people about symptoms the way they're going to suffer from, and potentially what they can do about that symptom day, and at the same time they advise if this is not the symptom where you suffer from, this is what you need to do, or you need to go see a pharmacist or a chemist or whatever. Is that the way it's going to work, or is that the way it's working because it's a process which is on already, Dr. Sesay?
So now, great question you ask. So, and I think the best way for explainer now for really go through an example. So, for example, you know, somebody call and say, me picking, and I'd give a pediatric example. Say me picking in throat there, right? So you go call, you go talk to the mama go show you the picking, you go ask the mama, say, you know, salon, some people don't get this, some people don't get that, but it gives the American example. You ask mama, say, you picking get fever, if you get thermometer, check your picking temperature. If the picking get fever, you're more concerned, say yes. You go ask the picking, say, will you sweller in the heart? The picking say yes. You go able to say, but people then get touchlights and get flashlights. You go say, open your mouth, slow, look inside. You can take flashlight, you point them and it became mouth. You go say, it open, you look. You go get some information of the throat red, the throat not red, that kind of thing there. You can even get the mama for say, touch the picking eye, touch the picking eye. If it hurt, if it swell, all them things and they you able to do. So telemedicine gets in limitations, no doubt. But yes, in a place where you get limited resources or you can't physically go touch the person, it's a second best. Waiting me think saying that the best ways for use telemedicine, especially in the salon setting, now for partner with a local doctor, we go daily, they see the patient, checking blood pressure, do all things in there. You are just the caller expert if you want. You are just the expert we go say, okay, maybe not anything they'll need for do. Maybe we need for go for an X-ray for this speaking. Help coordinate that process day and make that they happen. So I think the better thing now when you get partnership between local doctor and a specialist doctor, especially in the case in salon, that in our division when we see for telemedicine going forward.
Yes.
Okay, Doctor, thank you so much. Janet, any last word before the doctor just wrap up?
Well, we just to say we look forward to Dr. Shekou Sesay coming back in a week or two, and we want for bringing doctors and nurses and we're so interested in what they do. This is a fine time for we doctors and nurses within the diaspora for coming and join Doctor in vision for push the post further. That's all I want to say. I want to say thank you for coming.
Wonderful. Doctor, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Can you wrap up this program for me, please? I mean, we're also kind of excited and giving you the honor again as we doctor of the year because it's na humanity business. Anyway, just for wrap up the program, Doctor, you've got the last word, sir.
Well, thank you again, Prince. Thank you, Janet, for the platform, for the opportunity for share this message with the people. I always say, now we, the people there, get for make we country better. We all, as one, get for come together and move we country forward. I know say, difficult. I mean, I don't live in Salone as a young person. I left Salone when I was 20. Even though, you know, I did it from, you know, till I left when I was 20. I go back, I live there as an adult for 2 years. So I know Salone difficult. Salone opportunities are not there. Many challenges, I understand. But if we all push this forward in our own way, we all contribute meaningfully, I think, say, we will succeed in having Salone a great place for day, a great place, we'll say, healthcare day for all man, a great place where we all go happy with, where we all go say, I am home and I feel comfortable being in my own home. So thank you again for the opportunity. Thank you for the platform.
No worries at all, sir. Doctor, many thanks. And this word will go far and wide, we promise you. And your website, you work where you do, the messenger page, because of course it's a best serve the people where we share them. And I'm sure people then will gravitate towards that. You're a very busy man. We must let you go. But I want to say happy belated birthday to Dr. Sesay, your wife. Please extend we greetings on the platform and we appreciation for coming. And like Sister Janet say, we look forward to seeing you again shortly. Many thanks, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, so Fambulem, we don't come to the end of a wonderful program. This program is indeed wonderful. When they talk about health is wealth. And we luckily get a Dr. Waker advice, pro bono. Pro bono means free. Now you can give it so, you know, yeah, exactly. And me, I'm deeply moved and I really appreciate, and one of the there are key highlight moments in this particular thing, you know, yeah, with Dr. Shekou talk about, but bear in mind, information, na power. So we put this team of people and together on a regular recording, all the man care about, now how we go put a team together. Whether you want to call and conglomerate, you want to call and company, you want to call and this, it doesn't really matter as long as we can put a team together for help humanity. Now, in concern, when person talk like that, you know, say they come up from my heart. And for this, we are very grateful to the doctor. Thank you once again. Sister Janet, you want to close the program?
Well, I want to say to you, Prince, thank you very much for having me on this program. And I hope say, you know, we all go grow in with different ways, and for able for help Dr. Shekou Sesay in West for many vision be realized, you know, so that the better part of Sierra Leoneans then go benefit from their dream. I mean, like he said, we all go do we own in we only two ways. We are in the media, we will push them. Thank you for having me.
No worries at all. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to working with you both in the then and the now and in the future. For the then and now, Fambulem, thank you very much for tuning in. Health is wealth. Sister Lucy Derrick, you are absolutely right. Good program, as everybody say, but all good things must come to an end. But Dr. Shekou Sesay definitely will be back on Ayariam, and I look forward for the information that we will get for provide. Thank you so much, and goodbye, everyone. Let me leave you with Usai we start from, because now so we can end with programs. This time around, we'll end up with Dr. Sesay back again, you know, here they explain. Yeah.
For 5 years. The idea is for health, for trained doctor there, na salon for the specialists. For the training doctor there, for the specialists in pediatrics, when I'm a specialty, and OBGYN when I'm a weapon specialty. The reason why this is very important is because currently in Salone, all the doctors they will be trained, they are very good doctors, they know how to do what in there, but they're not able to specialize in pediatrics and OBGYN right now. Couple of them don't start, surgery don't start, peds don't start a little bit, couple of them don't start, but the majority not just a general doctor. So the idea that a trained doctor there in Salone locally.
So now the 3.5 million grants, now Dr. Shekou be the breakdown, and that can go on and on, but we will play on these bits and pieces at some other date and some other time. We just want to give a snippet of the conversation we get at the back, and we'll bring kind at the front. So UNICEF will be a part of but like I say again, every good thing must come to an end. And I'm excited, and I'm sure you are too. Goodbye, everyone.